What's up guys, Manny from Modernizing. It's time for gold chains and bling bling. In today's 1199R episode, we're going to modernize, upgrade, and add a little bit of bling, and also we're going to remove some bling from the bike that I think is not to today's standards. What are we modernizing? It's the chain. ERV7 chain, it has an ERV3 chain. Don't forget this bike's a decade old, so is that chain or the technology of that chain. This is 3% higher in tensile strength, but also it'll last 10 to 15% longer in terms of life expectancy. We are upgrading, right, and de-blinging with some of the parts. This is our suspension link. It has polished stuff on there. I think it was kind of an older taste, let's say. Let's be nice to it. We're gonna put this on, and also our suspension linkage right here. We're gonna use the DBK red stuff right here with these spherical bearings. It's gonna make things, I think, a little nicer and a little more modern for our liking. We're gonna do our sprocket carrier, sprocket nut, and also we're gonna run our setup rear sprocket on it as well. The bike already has a 520 setup on it. We're just updating and modernizing what's on the bike. Enough talking, more working. Let's get this thing up and let's get everything changed over. The de-blinging has officially started, and that must be a word, de-blinging. If it's not, now it is. These are out. These are in, including this beautiful red piece. Now it's black and red, and we're gonna continue on with that theme with the bike and also with the chain and sprockets as well. All right guys, all the suspension stuff is done. That's already been torqued. If you guys caught it, we put some beautiful DBK special parts, red bolts for the shock guard on there. Now I'm at the point of just riveting the chain. If you guys are wondering why I'm using two tools, the PBR is best at breaking the chain, and the DID tool I love for putting the chains together. That's why I have two tools out. Since I already have them here, I just try to use what's most effective for each job. But if I were to choose just one tool, I think since the breaking of the chain is the hardest part for me at least, I'd have the PBR tool, but if you could have both, it's best of both worlds. Just like every other video, guys, all the products that we use in the video today are in the link in the description below. It includes our tools, but let me get back to working. Let me rivet this chain together, then we'll put everything together as much as we can so that we can see what we accomplished today. All right guys, we're finished. I'm relieved. With the magic of YouTube, you didn't see me swearing, throwing things around at all. Look at the mess that I made here. I gotta clean this up still. So what did we do? We did our suspension link setup over here, and we addressed our chain and sprocket. We addressed a lot more things along the way because there was some questionable stuff that was done to this bike over the span of 12 years, and probably 12 other mechanics that have been working on it. I'm not pointing any fingers. It's all fixed and all good now. It's looking absolutely beautiful, as a Ducati should. So you're probably looking at the rear sprocket setup and seeing what's going on there with this colorful stuff that I put on. It is this thing right here. It's a product made by Daikin. It's called Crosscheck. Instead of using safety wires, I prefer to use this thing over here because this is a paste, it dries on as a solid. If these nuts were to ever back off, it gets a nice little crack in it so that you know it's backing off. Fingers crossed, that never happens, but we have it here for safety reasons. If you like the look of safety wire, okay, sure, be it. It's probably heavier. It's not the weight though, I just don't like the looks of it. It looks cleaner like this, and it gives you a quick visual of if anything's backed off, because with the safety wire, it's there so that the bolt doesn't fall off. But it doesn't tell you that bolt's backed off at all. This is a better solution in my case, and I like to check these points before I ride anytime I take this out for a ride. Speaking of taking this thing for a ride, in the next 2 episodes, I want to finish this bike so that I could take it out for a ride, that we could do a comparison between the 2025 V4 and this beautiful 12-year-old 1199R, because I know this thing has charm and I want to see how much of that charm is still there, and if the 2025 V4 has lost any of that charm because of all the modern mechanics and electronics that are on it. But I think this is it for this episode, guys. I have a lot to clean up. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.